All good to go. Okay, wonderful, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. I hope you're doing really, really well. It's your two friendly neighborhood wizards gathered here. We're going to talk about spiritual stuff. We sometimes have an idea about what we're going to talk about, but almost all the time it goes differently. So that is the nature of free flow and the energy of the wonderful observers and their contribution to what goes down. So I hope you enjoy our discussion today and that you find something of benefit in what we talk about. Welcome.
Welcome, everyone.
So, my wonderful, wonderful friend, let's address the elephant in the room. You have surface level injury. What happened?
I didn't know you were going to mention that. It's just cosmetic. Car radiator decided to spring a leak straight in my face when I was looking at it. Now, you could say this is a target, or you might just say this is part of living, part of being in the physical world. But it can also be a lesson that the spirit world says slow down. I would never slow down. Or it could be that I was getting targeted, or it's just part of life. I don't know.
And so it's interesting that it happens after some major energetic work that yourself and David had been doing successfully, if I may add. So, right here, I want to ask everybody who sees this to send healing and the most uplifting and positive intentions to our wonderful, wonderful wizard. You're in good energy, you're in good spirit, and you're strong. So, this is healing really nicely, but a little help from people that love you and respect you.
Can I just say that this, when me and David did the event, this happened 4 hours prior to the actual event. So yeah,
Oh,
it could have been quite a target because they would have known by then that we were going to clear
trying
the
to
grid.
preempt you.
Yeah, to
Okay,
stop
that
me.
does make
Yeah.
sense.
So yeah, it just rang a bell. It was the same day, and it was about 4 or 5 hours before. But it's cleared up quite well. On there, I did look a mess. So,
So we did a
but
little discussion on time. Dimension 4 and above liberates you from linear time. So any being that is out of body or any human that has sufficient consciousness can see events, most probable events that are about to occur. So this could have been an attempt to prevent you from the work that you did. Well, it didn't work.
mm.
Kudos to you.
David did say, "Do you want to carry on with it? Because you look a mess." So, yeah, yeah, exactly.
Well, hey, I
That's not going to
admire
stop
that.
me. That won't stop me.
Well, I really admire that.
Yeah,
And
thank
and
you.
so we were discussing, talking about psychic defense and energetic defense.
Hmm.
And so
Protection.
yes,
Shall we
protection.
start protection by protecting our space?
I think oh, yeah, that would be a great idea.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Wonderful.
Excellent. And do you know, before I start, I just found something I misplaced. Church bell.
Oh my God! All the wonderful stuff they're reappearing for you.
Yeah, I haven't seen that for a while. I saw it. just now.
That's
So,
pretty awesome.
yeah.
And so now
Church
just to,
bells are so sacred,
oh yeah,
more than
oh yeah, yeah.
people
They
imagine.
do the trick. The people who use them and build them, they know what they're doing.
So Amir's doing the first protection, and that's smudging.
And sending towards all those who view intentions of uplifting, cleansing, and blessings, sending away what does not serve your highest good, keeping all the good stuff. In doing this for myself, cleansing my space and my vessel, so I may be a pure channel for divine light and divine wisdom. And I love the smell of Palo Santo. It's just amazing.
It is. That's the one I've got at home actually. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, it's
So,
normal smudging just gets rid of all the energy and everything. Well, it
yes,
keeps.
normal. Oh, yeah. Well, hey, apparently we've already started. So, yeah,
Mm,
normal sage, it's like bleach.
mm,
It gets rid of everything, good and
yeah.
bad. Palo Santo keeps the good stuff.
Mm,
And then there are different types of incense. One of my favorites is dragon's blood.
mm,
I think that kind of gets rid of the negative and keeps the good stuff too.
mm,
There's sandalwood, and then there's a whole mishmash of different types of herbs and recipes. I think the presence of the fire and the smoke is critical.
mm.
And so when one wishes to smudge, you should absolutely include the setting of the intention.
Yeah.
Little words.
Yeah.
So, fire is the great alchemist and
Mm,
transmuter, turning solid into gas or energy. And so, once an intention is given to the solid mass, the fire raises it into the energetic levels. And so,
mm,
this is a very, very common practice. It's almost global.
mm,
Certainly, any culture with any type of shamanic wisdom uses smudging.
mm.
So you
The,
use the
the,
correct
I think the
intention.
combination with sound healing and smudging that,
Correct.
and people might say, well, sacred space, and everyone's probably got some grounded spirit in their home, and most of them don't really affect us, but sometimes they steal our energy and they change our emotions. So
Spot on.
yeah,
I love what you just said. I think guided by spirit, we're taking a really wonderful approach to this whole topic of protection and defense. So we started with cleansing our space, and so let's pay attention to where we are located right now. Each of us watching,
mm,
we're in a building. The building is built on a certain patch of land. So the history of the land is important,
mm,
especially where terrible wars and battles have happened, or even in, let's say, um, if it's a burial site, if it's a
mm,
sacred space, what does tend to occur? If someone's passing is violent, sometimes they have difficulty going to higher levels and receiving their healing and their life review. They become earthbound.
with fear into it.
Yes.
Where I am now at Pear Mill, when I used to do sometimes night shifts, we used to hear children singing.
Oh, yes.
So we used to, and there was a paranormal event on Pear Mill 2 days ago, and I was listening to it, and the third floor, there was a fire, and all the children died.
Yes.
But it's strange how they
Yes.
connect by singing. So something like that, the best way, if it's affecting you, is either to two things: banish them, but they'll come back, or try and help them on their way, which is the ideal solution.
I agree
Yeah.
completely. And this is so. Right now, I'm in Cambridge, United Kingdom. The building I'm in is from the 1960s, so not much. I
Hmm.
mean, almost nothing.
Could be the land
But
though. Yeah.
yeah, could be the land. Yes, that is true. So
Yeah.
certain, let's say, ancient villages and very old buildings where something energetic and unpleasant has gone down, that has the potential to trap human souls. there could be the presence of energetic nodes of the ley lines under the building.
Mm.
And so ley lines, they facilitate the presence of multidimensional beings.
Mm.
So at these crossroads where the lines meet on the nodes, we have heavy activity. Beings
I,
from all over
yeah.
coming in.
I've got a fascinating story about this. You
Oh, please,
triggered this
please.
story. My other works was in Reddish, yeah, in near Stockport, not Redditch, but it used to be called Redditch 100 years ago. But I didn't know this. And one day I was working in the factory, and a colleague was next to me, and out comes through the wall was a knight on armor on a horse,
Wow.
walked straight through the building, and we were both looking and walked outside, and we were talking about it because we don't. It doesn't bother us. So we haven't a chat. Did you see this silver armor on that? And this old man said, "You saw it as well." So three of us actually saw it, and that intrigued me. Where was that from? So I checked the history. The unit. I checked the history with a person who was like selling witch stuff at the top of the road, and she said that was a Cromwell battleground where me were businesses. And I found out then it used to be called a red ditch because the ditch was all red from all the blood. But it was
Oh,
fascinating to actually see,
yeah, yeah.
and that whether it's the grounded spirit or I think it's the memory of the spirit. I think it's more memory than spirit. I don't think there's a grounded spirit there. I think when everyone died, I think the memory's in the soil, in the earth,
Okay,
and we
okay.
see that'll be a repeat, quite regular. So that's what I get that.
I've seen something similar. I spent a few months back in the 90s in Tokyo. And so this fully armored up samurai would come walk through the house with this almost dead gaze, full armor, looking rather majestic. But then in that old city, Tokyo, a lot of warfare has happened.
Mm.
Another example would be the city of London. Now, oh my goodness, London's energy is very heavy with all the hardship over the centuries, the industrial era. It's graveyards over graveyards over graveyards, going back to the time of the Romans.
Mm.
It's been occupied for thousands of years now, this location. So that is also true. And also the history of World War II in London with the Blitz. So
Mm.
many people losing their lives. So these old buildings, some of them have their original occupants. The person has no idea they've passed. So this is one of the things that is really common.
Mm.
No matter who you are, how clean your energy is, if you're in a space where it's shared temporally and physically and astrally with another being, that'll probably cause some sort of a friction.
Mm.
So towards this, it can be done that you facilitate their transition,
Yeah.
peaceful transition.
Before you go on to that, the telltale signs is if you get a poltergeist sort of movement in the house. If they start trying to create fear, if they test you, they might move. I know we used to have a poltergeist when we were a child, and we used to get things flying all over the place, but we never, me, my mum, and my sister, no fear. It didn't bother us.
Yeah.
So if they're trying to create fear and you are screaming with it, they are an energy vampire. They're trying to get that energy that they require, and they're the ones that are affecting you emotionally. They'll be draining you. They're the ones that you should really, yeah, send it. So how would you do it?
Um, the best results occur when all parties are in agreement.
Yeah, negotiating.
So
Yeah.
negotiating respectfully,
Mm.
uh, like, hey, dude, hey, girl, what the hell are you doing here? Why are you here? There's
Mm.
so much wonder waiting for you,
Mm.
and there's healing. There's the end of all suffering. There's renewal. there's understanding and remembering why you came down as a shard of an infinite soul to begin with, and there are all these people waiting for you. There's no unfinished business. Time has passed. It's all water under the bridge. You got to forgive yourself.
You,
And then I suppose,
you got to find out why. It can be anger, can be fear. It can be fear going into anger, and
yeah,
you've got to remove that. The best way is to
correct.
bring a soul from the spirit world that they know they can connect.
Spot
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
Spot on. And so, usually, just showing them an option that there's no compulsion. You like to hang out here, so be it, but there's better. And by the way, oh, here's a portal to meet with people that have existed with you either in this incarnation or others. Go have a chat. You can come back if you don't like it.
Mm,
And usually, once they check it out and they find out, oh my goodness, there is resolution, there is an end to pain, there is healing,
mm,
there's wisdom, there's remembering, there's so much good stuff. There's no need to hang down here. There is no destruction. That death is an illusion. There's
mm,
just a continuous cycle of greater evolution and glory. They say, no, I'm good. I'm going to stay up here. That would probably be the most compassionate resolution to that.
mm. That reminds me. I think we've talked about this. That one where a witch, black witch, was affecting the teenagers, and we did a circle. We brought her into the circle, and we started firing her with light, and we saw light coming out of her. And
Oh,
all
yeah.
she needed was to join with her daughter. And once the daughter came, she'd gone. She didn't even stay a second. She just went. So yeah.
So it does seem that the moments before passing, if it's with anger, if it's with fear, that has a damaging effect on the whole process of
Mm.
ascension and healing
Or
and
guilt.
ultimate, or guilt. Oh yes,
If
yes, yes.
if they've killed somebody. I did a paranormal in Bodwilling Castle 25 years ago, and I was meditating in the cellar, and he took me back to 1500s or 1600s deer hunter, and he got inside me. So after 2 weeks, I had blood coming out of every orifice you could ever think of, and I used to send him energy.
Yeah.
And in the end, I asked the healer, "Can you just send him on?" And the healer said to him, "Do you want to go to the light, or do you want to stay with Phil? Your choice." And he went to the light. He had enough of me. But he actually killed someone in Bodwilling Castle and buried him in the cellar. And he feared for redemption when he goes to the other side. That's the only thing he feared. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So that's one category.
Mm,
Beings or souls that were at one point in a human body and something went wrong, and that's
mm,
really common. Now the next thing is we talked about ley lines, we talked about earthbound spirits. The other thing is amateur magicians playing around
mm.
and opening portals. They'd have no bloody idea what they are doing. They open the damn thing, the doorway is open, and then they get scared and move. Or decades pass and they move from that house and the portal is open.
The Ouija board.
Ouija board,
Yeah.
one
Mm,
of the most common ones. So it's pretty much like a telephone device to the spirit realm. You don't have the phone book, you don't know who you're calling. You're just pressing numbers, and somebody picks up the phone on the other side, and they might not be pleasant, they might not be polite.
and you've just left it on for life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had a wonderful friend living in an old apartment block in New York.
Mm,
So they'd modified, redecorated the place, turned bigger flats into smaller flats, and so somebody back in the 60s had opened a portal on the floorboards, drawn a pentagram, and opened everything up. Half of it was in one flat, half of it was in the next door flat, affecting both of them,
mm,
giving them trouble when they were sleeping, and so on. So collapsing these portals, um, well, what I would use towards this would be approaching it from the primordial void, just collapsing the energy, Is there a way you know of to collapse portals that would be um,
Easy.
easy? Yeah.
Crystals. Triangle.
Ah,
Triangle crystal.
oh,
Yeah. Done that myself. Yeah.
oh,
There
that
was
is.
the triangle formation. There was an healer, and he was going to get banned from the centre because he had. Now, I was reading. Some people don't actually believe in demons, and I do. And a lot of
Excuse
demons
me.
are shadow. I know that. We create our own demons, but this green sort of screaming demonic being had come through the port. The the wife had used the Ouija board, and this got clocked onto his soul, attached. So the place was going to ban him. So I started doing angelic tongue to bring it out, and it brought it out. Angelic tongue, it's screaming at me and started sinking into the ground, into the dimension. And funny enough, there was a speaker drum rolling. It's not even got electricity. All the other healers thought, "What's happening here?"
Oh, yes, 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 yes.
But afterwards, the best way is to tell them where the Ouija board entry is, or where you feel the soft spot. It'll be a spot where, like a cold energy sort of thing, where the portal is, and create a triangle formation, and just connect to the crystals and just close it. Yeah,
Oh, what
definitely.
that's spectacular.
Mm,
So closing portals with the use of light language and three crystals, creating
yeah.
a triangle. And so probably if they don't know exactly where the portal is in the building, they could just step out of the building and
Well,
create.
they could do it every corner of the house, dome, couldn't they?
Oh
Or
yeah,
outside in the grounds even. Yeah.
crystal
Mm,
grid.
mm,
Wonderful. And so you'd probably hold, and it's not a matter of size. This is not a physical thing. There could be three, four tiny little quartz crystals. So you would
mm.
just hold in your hand after cleansing and basically give it a little breath, wake them up, and then give them the task, respectfully asking them to do this. Hey, buddies, I love you. What I want you to do is gently collapse the portal on itself.
You can do that when you sleep as well if you're getting attacked while you're sleeping.
Oh, yeah,
And you
yeah.
could even get the crystals to bring the energy into itself. So it doesn't just create a shield, it tries and pulls. Now, what happens then is it will panic. I think if there's a being attacking you, it will have enough energy to go, but it'll know that if it
Mm.
goes through, it's gone. It won't
Oh,
want
yes.
that. So,
And so this would be also, so not just collapsing natural or artificially created portals that are not
mm,
beneficial, but also towards keeping your home and your living environment safe from intrusion.
yeah.
Meaning somebody wants to remote view you without consent. Oh, by the way, that is a massive violation.
Mm,
You don't just peek into your neighbor's home in physical form.
mm.
What seems to make it okay if you're doing it astrally? It's the same violation. It's not an okay thing. Uh,
Yeah,
so,
you need permission, basically.
so putting a grid, multiple levels of grids around the property, then the entrances, corners of the house, and then the room that you sleep in, four corners of the room, and then also the bed that you sleep on, the four corners of the bed. Same protocol. You give these wonderful little crystals the intention of protecting, putting up a defensive boundary that
Mm,
cannot be penetrated. So you give it the recipe, and your consciousness is there continuously.
mm,
What I would do is I tape a little piece of selenite and a little piece of quartz together.
mm.
Put them in a little plastic zipper bag. So because selenite is waterphobic, it just melts away. So you have it in a little waterproof zipper bag, and I put these around my home.
Mm. That sounds
So
good.
multiple levels of defense.
The other thing is never have mirrors facing mirrors. Portals get created. What you can
Mm-hmm.
do, you could create a mirror to suck anything in the room that's attacking you. That's high tech
Yes.
magic. That.
Oh yes, yes, yes.
The other thing, it'd be frozen in the mirror. The other thing is something I like. if you get a dream catcher and put it on the side bed and then put the crystals in, these are catching these attacks that you can have in dream state. You can get attacked in dreams. These don't just stop the negative dreams, they stop them forming. If you link them, if you connect, like you were saying, yeah, it's got all
Yes.
these.
And then we also, in a previous show, talked about landscaping your astral scenery. Now, this is true for people who are affected during their dream time. So the same way that you fortify the physical reality with
Mm,
physical crystals, you change the scenery of your astral realm, where you travel to firstly when the consciousness is kind of loosened from the body.
hmm
Um, so I've got this strategy of fire sand and octopus trees. So the sand is like quicksand, pulls in anything that intends harm, and then the fire takes care of it. So I'm not collecting corpses in the morning. I don't got time for that. But then there's the octopus tentacle plants. Anything flying in the astral, it will grab it and bring it down, and then the fire sand takes care of it.
mm,
And so our wonderful audience can use. I've had one that uses a moat and barbed wire and guard towers with machine guns and minefields. Another one, another wonderful friend used a pine forest, an Arctic pine forest, where the little needles shoot up to anything that doesn't serve. And that's a brilliant strategy. So you listening
mm.
to this, use your own brilliant genius and create your own fortification. Don't just leave it open, because then anything can approach you in the astral realm.
What I did as a child, because I was doing a lot of worry work, I've got an alarm at the back of my head, you know, where the psychic point.
Uh-huh.
So if there's anything in my space around, it goes off.
Mm-hmm.
And what I do, it goes off, so I'm partly asleep, partly awake, and I wait till it starts coming nearer. Then I start grounding it.
Oh, sneaky,
Bye bye.
sneaky. Ha ha ha. That's very good.
Yeah.
And so now I suppose it's appropriate to address the vessel. We've
Mm,
talked about the land, we've talked about presence of ley lines and portals, both natural and artificial, the astral realm, but now the body.
the body's got to be in A1, isn't it? And it's got to be without fear. The only reason you're getting attacked is you have fear. If you can get rid of fear, anxiety, all these things, or if you can work on them, then the other thing is people around you. Carefully have your friends. But if any of them trigger you, the healing needs to be done by you on yourself. It's not them,
Correct,
it's you. Yeah,
correct,
it's you that's the
correct.
problem.
That is true. That is
Mm,
true. And vice versa. If somebody is triggered by you, it is not your problem. It's some
mm,
injury that needs healing in them. So that
yeah.
trigger is just an indication of healing required.
Mm,
Now, the healthy and empowered human is immune.
mm,
By very definition, you're up here vibing at this level, and all the dark, creepy crawlies are down here. No matter how far they reach, you're out of their reach.
mm.
So a lot of times, what happens is your vibration, your energy levels have to be lowered, so you become susceptible to attack.
So sometimes they try and do that by physical attacks, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah, they try and
So
do
so
it all
the
sorts.
let's say, for example, the effect of the car radiator
Yeah.
injuring you.
Mm,
Now, somebody in a state of unawareness might be rattled by this.
mm,
But you see, you got the awareness, this is probably what's going on, and you maintain your light. That's a
mm.
great example.
I didn't even
Um,
go. I didn't even go A&E. I just put
there we
cream
go.
on and just carried
Oh,
on.
yeah.
2 years ago, they broke my ankle, tore my Achilles, and just carried on in my car and walked. I didn't even go to the hospital. So,
That's the thing. So
mm,
many physical injuries. If you're in the right energy and the right mindset, the body heals itself.
mm,
Now, energies of fear, of despair, of desperation, of hopelessness, these are poison.
Mm.
And so it's not only going to weaken your aura and your energetic defenses, it messes with the physical body, natural healing process, the function of organs, your hormones, your nervous system. So somebody that is in good energy and good mood, clear mind, clear
Mm.
emotions, clear conscience, at peace with themselves, is invulnerable. They are immune to
Mm.
all forms of attack.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you've got an addiction, you're going to get attacked. And
Correct.
while you're doing that addiction, like in alcohol, if you wish something in, it'll quite gladly go in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the thing. Spirits. That's what they call many forms of alcohol. It is a pretty much an open invitation to the spirit realm,
Mm.
and many people who get really intoxicated, then they do things and say things that they would never do
Mm.
when they're in the driver's seat. Many forms of drugs do the same thing. So loosening the conscious grip on the body, that's not a good idea.
I was going to say, if you do any like ayahuasca or mushrooms, you need proper, really decent shamans to make sure if anything goes wrong there. And
Correct.
when you take it, watch what vibration you're in. If you're in a low vibration, you're not going to get a good journey.
That is true. That's
Yeah.
spot on. Now,
Mm.
something to be said with plant medicine. There's nothing wrong with the spirit of the plant, the teacher and the healer in that body. Often, what we see is corrupt priesthood.
Mm.
They're using the plants to loosen your grip on the body, and then they have open access to you. This happens so frequently, so it's important to find good shamans that hold space for you while
Mm.
you're getting this liberating and amazing experience. That they hold the fort.
Mm.
They keep back anything negative wanting to interact with the physical body
Yeah,
or
that,
your energy structure.
I think I mentioned when Sophie went to Barcelona to some shamans, and she took ayahuasca and she was seeing demons and really dark beings. And I told her, just walk out wherever you are and look upwards. The shamans will tell you not to ignore them. Just ignore them. They're not going to be that good. Just look up and you'll see the moon and it'll cleanse you. And she said the clouds parted and the moon appeared and it
Oh
cleansed
yeah,
her. So, but yeah, so them
and
shamans, I think
yeah, some
that
of
that
them are not
was
right. Yeah.
yeah, a bit amateur. They weren't in. They didn't know what to do basically when
So
when the dark comes. Mm.
the correct experience is it's transformational. So we're
Mm.
not saying everyone is bad. Of course not. And when there's an enlightened and aware and proficient shaman, what they do is mind blowing.
Mm.
So the combination of the song they sing, a gentle touch to the body, could be the face, could be shoulders, could be just gentle circular movements on the chest with the song. It takes you, it just
Mm.
lifts you very, very powerfully. So that is the real thing. And unfortunately, like many things in our world, they're counterfeits to every good, genuine
I
product.
I think they weren't counterfeits. I just think they were beginning to learn. If you get what I mean, they weren't
Yeah,
masters at the field. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But there are those that are the real deal, and so probably it would be wise to um, go by referral.
Yeah.
If they're
So,
not good, they're always not good. It's
mm.
not like they're good 9 times out of 10 and then one time they screw up. No, that's not this kind of work isn't that way.
Mm.
So if somebody's had a positive and beneficial experience with a practitioner, that would be something to investigate again with your own due diligence and research.
Mm.
Now, I just got an idea. Many um, times I see people that are affected by regenerative tech.
Mm.
So a healer cleans the energy, and then 24 hours later, boom, it respawns.
Mm.
That would be the presence of hidden portals
I
within the
I
energy.
I have been finding out that the subconscious of the being has tech hidden in it, which I didn't know. I've only just found that out. So you, as you say, you can clear everything, and all of a sudden it's got an entity or it's got an implant or something, and you're thinking, where's that come from? I've even
Exactly.
shielded the person.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's not easy to see, again, quote unquote, see. Some
Mm,
things like more mundane ancient injuries in the energy, these are easier to perceive immediately.
mm,
Oh, you've got an arrow here, an axe wound here. Oh, let's get this out of your energy and fix it up and clean it up and yippity doodah.
mm,
But then something I found helpful for unmasking hidden tech is increasing the person's energy.
yeah.
You make them stronger, expand the flow of light through the body, no more than tenfold. There seems to be a hard ceiling to what you can do in one setting. You just increase the flow of light, and say at 250%, boom, you basically hit a trap, spring a trap, or
Mm,
suddenly you see the portal. Then you deal with that, and then you go on further. Once you see this zone of darkness running ahead of this expansion of light, then you're pretty much clear.
mm,
But that's not something that's easy, especially for people who are in the early stages of their journey. It's coming for everyone, that
mm,
level of insight and awareness. But then something that you said, that is the key for our wonderful audience, including myself, and I've been using it without knowing exactly why. The crystal grids are very powerful.
mm,
And so we can have these
yeah.
crystal grids on our body, not just for decoration, but giving them the mission to collapse hidden portals.
I've also got these protection things. Yeah. Phoenix
Oh, wonderful.
and got the pentagon and yeah. What else? Is there uh, uh,
So the
pentagon?
five elements, the middle one, that's some sort of angelic sigil,
Yeah.
and of
Ayahuasca
course you've
plant
got the, oh yes, yes, yes,
and shungite. I have got another
wonderful.
one, but it's hiding. It's the nine. It's like a Nordic one. Um, the other thing I've been guided, if healers are ever healing the patient, just send white light into the subconscious. Just send it, even if they might not need it. You never know. The other thing is sometimes your subconscious can be connected to the light grid.
Mhm.
And what were we doing last Thursday? We were fixing the light grid. So sometimes these connections to the spirit world can be infected just as much as ourselves. So
How many of you were there? Was it just you and David?
me and David and there was loads of different beings that guy helped us. Loads, absolutely
That's
loads.
a, that's
Yeah,
a, that's a heavy job.
yeah.
Very demanding.
Mm.
Uh, I mean, despite the fact that you're both very capable, still it's a large
Mm.
amount of
The,
energy.
the thing is, what people don't realize, we can coordinate it and ask. They can't do it without us asking. It's got to be a human that's got to ask for this help
Spot
because
on.
we've got free will and we've got to ask for the help. If we don't ask for
That's
the help, they won't do it.
that's well,
So,
that's one of the reasons that many incredibly powerful multi-universal souls, meaning they're so evolved, they're beyond a single universe, they've got
mm,
access to the whole thing. They're also incarnated in a human vessel.
mm,
Anybody, so there's
exactly.
so much said about the galactics and these wonderful beings that are our team. Let me just say it the way it is. Anybody worth their salt is in a human body right here, right now.
Yeah,
There we go. And
yeah,
so it's the immense power of us that is the shaker and the mover of things in
mm,
all dimensions. So
yeah,
by laws of this universe, they can't just medal. You got to have an anchor in the reality through a human vessel. That is so
Yeah.
true.
I think you were mentioning about the physical. I do think that a good detox once a month, everyone should do the detox. Because if your physical body is as good as your spiritual body, then that's it. And I have this, I've
Oh yeah,
mentioned Moringa is the one I have. Also have the sea moss and the lion's mane to make sure my physical body is properly ready
yeah,
to repair stuff like this, basically. The other thing is,
yes,
I like just before going to sleep, I like to do a meditation. Lotus position is great, or even half lotus, and try and learn mantras. And you only have to do the one. And something I learned, which I didn't know, I used to do and it's not that. You got to do and you can do it 108 times. You haven't got that, but if you do the quality, and do it from your, what do you call it? Do it from your chi energy, right down, deep down. That is a protection in itself. That would protect your physical and your spiritual.
that is
Yeah,
correct. So is
yeah,
the consciousness of the mantra, the meaning of it,
yeah,
the intention behind it has an effect on the energetic states.
yeah,
Now, if you are aware of the meaning, it affects the conscious mind, subconscious,
mm,
and unconscious. But the subconscious and unconscious require more repetition.
yeah,
It's like the desert soil that is beaten and baked under the sun.
mm,
It can't absorb rainfall immediately. And
mm-hmm,
so in desert regions, when we get rains, we have flash floods. It's just because the earth is so dry it can't absorb. The
yeah,
subconscious is similar. So you need a gentle and basically um, prolonged effort to
mm.
reach those levels that is also achievable through the mantras.
Yeah. I think in India they say they have three fires, or what we would probably say three powers, and it's the root, the art, and the head. But I always think that the root is the earth, the head is the spirit, and the art is us. That's my. I know you would never have heard that. That's my feelings on it.
Um, so the third eye, heart, and then the tanden, a little bit
Yeah,
above the root. These are capacitors.
yeah,
Um, Most powerful practitioners, I mean the most powerful, uh, charge and then use the charged energy from all three centers at the same time.
and they could use it to shield it, couldn't they?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That is potent.
Mm,
That just brings down thunder, cause storms and earthquakes and volcanoes. So it's not an easy thing to harmonize to that level. But
yeah.
again, it's all possible with practice.
Mm,
But what's more regular is just using the lower dantian or the tanden for healing, for combat, and for
hmm.
manifestation.
Yeah.
So, I've seen footage of Shaolin monks, and so they put the tip of the spear in this little,
I've seen this.
and the guy just leans into the spear and snaps the shaft.
Mm,
Or the blade will not cut the skin because they're
mm.
exerting an equal and opposite force using the same energy center.
You have got to be 100% behind that. Any doubt, and that goes through your head.
Yes, yes. So you're either a master or you're dead. So please don't try that. Yeah,
Yeah, don't try that. Yeah.
let's see if I'm a master. Oops, too early.
The other thing that I've mentioned a few times, I've got like 4 frequency videos, and these have got Sanskrit bit and stuff. These are protection. These are healing and protection, and I'm sure if you were playing them, you would not get attacked because there's so many. It's 900 frequencies in that, and one of them's church bells, even simple church bells, and it's Tibetan chanting. Is lots of Sanskrit mantras, not just one. There's loads of them inbuilt in all in the background. Yeah.
And another thing, which is probably now worth mentioning, is spiritual contracts.
Hmm.
this could be in the form of, let's say, a Knight Templar taking an oath of poverty, chastity, obedience, and silence. Now, in the day and age where they would do this, they had their brotherhood, they had their community, and so life was hunky-dory, everything was good, but those oaths are eternal. So, few hundred years ahead, the person is in a different body, has no memory, and they wonder, why can't I accumulate wealth? It's the same awful oath. Why do my relationships fail? It's the same old awful oath. Why can I not speak in the face of authority? Same forsaken oath. And so there's something that can be done, which is spiritual contract revocations. I'm going to add a link to both our channels. I've got about 30 or 40 of these, some of them in the form of an AI transcribed voice file, or some of them are just an MP3 text. Some of them may work immediately, disentangling us from old contracts, and basically once those contracts are null and void and revoked, many forms of entanglement with stuff that doesn't serve us anymore, that is broken. So just in terms of inspiration, have a look at these, wonderful ladies and gentlemen. If there's something persistent, this might be the key.
You know,
Form your own.
I've got one as well.
Good, good, good,
And
good.
this one is to cut all cords. And I always thought, can you cut the cord? I used to go in the Akashic and just rub them out, to be honest, and just cross them out. But then we are sovereign beings. We can change. We can choose that these contracts now don't serve us, and we just cut them. Yeah.
Yes.
So,
So it doesn't matter if between incarnations you were deceived into accepting this and this and this and this. You're alive, you're here now, you say, oh hell no. No thank you. This is doo-doo. I'm not going along with it anymore. I exert my free will, and that is that. So this is
exactly.
very much possible. We
As is
have to acknowledge
AI,
this.
and you just add the name in, just add your name in, and everything cuts the corners.
So these are not written by me. I do not claim ownership, but I found them over the years freely available on the internet. And so it is intended for fair use. I'm not making money off it. So hopefully there's no violation of intellectual property. I think the wonderful people and beings who have actually authored these would also have no issue with this, considering to begin with it was freely available through them. So my humble suggestion would be just to read and see how the verbs and the nouns and the whole form and style of the text goes, and then form your own for specific purposes that would serve you.
Yeah. Yeah, something I did want to mention. Neil Walsh said every human thought, word, or deed is based on fear or love. Base it on love. You get less attacks that way. Yeah. And another one.
Well,
This is Gandhi. Can I do it?
go
And
for
it
it.
said, keep your thoughts positive because your thoughts become your words. Keep your words positive because your words become your behavior. Keep your behavior positive because it becomes your habit. Keep your habits positive because your habits become your value. Keep your value positive because your values become your destiny. I thought it
Yes,
was quite good, though. Yeah.
that's accurate.
Mm,
And that really nicely ties into this whole idea of manifestation. So I've had times in my life where I was right at the bottom, um, and I've had times where I was swimming in abundance in all forms, things that matter to me. And this may be different for each person, but abundance is something that we have all sensed. Now, change from that low level to something that would be agreeable to you, that absolutely requires a change in habits and behaviors. So, what you said, I wholeheartedly agree. This is true. You can't do the same thing over and over and expect some sort of miracle. Even if you win the lottery and you do the same old stuff, you're going to be back energetically and physically in the same location, the same position, if you're lucky. Otherwise, that influx of energy can do damage. Then you'll wish for being at the bottom. So, yes, it's all about awareness.
The other thing, if you do a lot of meditation, if you can go to the higher dimensions and bring it to you, then you will start awakening, you'll start rising your vibration, and you won't never get attacked. And one more thing, I got something from Atlantis. I called it the Atlantis halo, and I've even changed it a bit where you visualize two halos above your head going diagonal, and this is like Gabriel's white light. And these are over your head, and they go all the way down, and they're cleansing you. They change color to what you need. If you want dragon fire, it's getting rid of implants and things. So it's a self-healing method. It goes right to your feet. If it's yellow, you need emotions. If it's green, you need healing. And it can even create a shield around you. So
Mm-hmm.
I just thought I'd mention that one.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. That's wonderful.
Mm.
And something that probably all these approaches have in common, it's not a one-time thing. It first of all, to get it right, you need to stick with it.
Mm.
There are details that cannot be represented and expressed in the form of linguistics. These are very much so experiential. So as you keep giving it attention and energy, repeating it, you're going to discover the details, the minutiae of the practice. Then once you've mastered it, that doesn't mean you're done and you can go back to whatever you've been doing. Keeping yourself healthy, clean, and sovereign is a full-time job. And it is our sacred duty towards ourselves to do this on a daily basis. Find a protocol of daily life and behavior, thought patterns, who we allow into our energy.
Mm.
Basically, a form of
Definitely.
life that is healthy, and then to try to maintain that health. That is no easy task either. Of course,
Yeah.
there are storms left, right, and center trying to knock us off balance. So it requires, like any other thing, of decency and beauty. Like a beautiful garden, it requires attendance, it requires care.
Mm.
So you are the most beautiful garden in the cosmos, and you have to tend to your garden.
The other thing, never give your power away. Even if an healer says, "Can I accept your power?" No, no, no. You can accept the healing for the highest good. No, don't accept that.
That's
So
spot on. That
yeah,
is wise. That is
yeah.
wise. But that also extends to any being.
Mm.
If it is serving your highest good, benefiting you, and there's a respectful and equal one time exchange, that is acceptable. But giving power away to any being, no matter what it calls itself, that would be
Mm.
problematic down the line.
The other thing is regular grounding is well worth it because you get attacked just walking in the street. And
Yeah,
whether you're grounding at home or in the tree, at a tree, and make sure you try and go barefoot as much as you can to connect with Earth. Yeah.
amazing. And something that is now it's a problem for humanity is our footwear.
Mm.
Every single shoe has a rubber sole, and these insulate you electrically from the ground. Now, unless you're a full time electrician, that is probably not a good thing. So, if you
Mm.
want to insulate from the ground so you don't die in case of contact with a live wire, required, otherwise, contact with earth is required. Um, so, there are shoes that have leather soles,
Mm.
like the Native American moccasins. There are other shoes that have leather soles. Some manufacturers drill a little hole and run a copper stud and then hammer it down so it doesn't hurt the soles of your feet. That contains conductive copper, so that's good. There are many ways to ground yourself. most easy. Just take the damn shoes off and socks off and put your feet on the earth. It doesn't take very long, but that does miracles for the body. Now, added to that, the ceremonial and spiritual aspect of engaging with your consciousness, with Gaia, with this consciousness of the earth, whatever name you want to call it by. That's really, really beautiful and positive too.
I was also going to say that you've got a team around you, and a lot of times all you need is asking. Ask for help. Well, you can even ask Source for help. If you ever get an attack, you can ask.
You gotta stop doing that. You read my mind again. So, yes, spot on. There are many that, for whatever reason, do not win the lottery, and they do not find a vessel to come and incarnate in this beautiful world, but they're still around. Many, many, many ascended masters and healers and benevolent beings of all sorts. They cannot intervene by universal law. And the way to get the good ones to engage and work on your behalf is going to Source. Source, I love you. Help me out. That's it. That's it. Now, the whole universe is going to fall into place to actually help you.
I choose so many, but I think I like Kalima, to be honest. We dove do. Yeah.
That is not for the light of heart. That is for brave souls who wish to be ignited with the purifying fire.
Yeah.
Because very much so, she's setting fire to you. But that is such a beautiful thing. You come out cleansed and purified.
It takes some years to get into that state where your body can handle such powers. Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah, it's not an elementary mission. It's more advanced. You gotta be a little psycho. That applies to me. To dive in first. Say, okay, all in the name of the beloved Source, whatever may be, let's do this.
Go now. Charge. I've done that myself. I've put myself in it doing that, to be honest.
Well, as something that is kind of true with wizard kind, we go head first, no matter what. Do you think that applies?
Death or glory.
Yes. It's like you're raw. Let's do it.
Exactly.
Well, I think this was a wonderful conversation. Lots of little nuggets. Lots of the stuff I hadn't thought of consciously. So this coming together and this dialogue, it has a really, really positive effect. I think we're helping each other download and understand things. Hopefully, our wonderful audience will find some of the stuff beneficial to them.
It's got us this far, hasn't it?
Oh yeah.
I once, I'll be quick here. I once created a double mirror on me. The first mirror let the beings come through, and the second one grounded them to the ground. So they couldn't go back. It trapped them.
Yeah.
Aren't they wicked?
Well, you need to actually hold them down to start a negotiation, and so in that state, they're more likely to listen to reason.
Yeah.
Under the threat of you're just going to say, okay, I'll just forget about you. They don't like that, because then they can be in that state for thousands of years. So yes, that would be a good initial icebreaker. Hello, buddy. Guess who trapped your dumb ass? Moi.
Yeah.
Now, you want to heal or you want to go to Source for recycling?
I've got another one. This isn't ego, by the way, but I've had people write my name on their bed cabinet and they get the attacks stop. And I was thinking, what's my name like on the other side? Yeah.
Well, it is a matter of the infinite soul. So the same way that would be a request for assistance. And when it's done with reverence and the correct protocol, I don't think you're going to hold back.
Yeah.
Somebody needs help and they request it with dignity,
Mm.
self-respect, and also respect for you. You're going to go. Of course you're going to go.
Mm. But they said as soon as you wrote the name and put it on, no attacks. Make life a bit easier for me. Yeah.
Have you
Okay.
had anybody tattoo your name on them?
Okay. That'd be interesting,
Maybe,
wouldn't
yeah, not something you want to mention here.
it? Okay. Uh,
Oy,
I'll
oy,
have
oy.
to ask that. Have you had it? Yeah, it depends where they've had it tattooed, I suppose.
Oy, oy, oy.
Yeah. Mm.
That's funny.
Yes.
So, shall we do our singing bowls and bring this one to a close?
Yeah. One other thing is,
Oh, of course.
if you ever get tapped with black magic or rituals, you can connect to the plant spirits to help you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just say my name when you connect.
Oh, that is spot on. Yes, yes, yes. That plants are wonderful. They never sold out. They
Mm,
facilitate connection to the beloved source of all things. And so, approaching with reverence, good manners, and an open heart, oh, they'll help you.
yeah,
Spot on.
definitely. Yeah. Right. Hold on. 1 second.
Okay.
Wrong
Of
bowl.
course.
I want to do my other bowl.
Ooh.
Let me just see if I can do it. Where it is. I've got it. Yeah. Right. Okay.
That's the cherry on top, yeah?
Yeah. Thank you, Amir. Anyway, very
It's an
nice.
absolute pleasure, my wonderful friend. And ladies and gentlemen, next week, same time, come hang
Mm,
out with us.
yeah. And
So,
oh, hold on. Are
oh,
you going? I was asked a few questions. Are we
you know
got
what? Let's
time or
do it.
not? Okay.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
This is where my phone runs out. It doesn't. Right. 1 second. Right. I don't know if this is a question. Reminded me of its importance as well as the power of forgiveness. Phillips one reminded me that you both once thought to have an episode on tools, sounds, wands, and Vajra. So we're doing that next week, maybe
Sure thing.
on
Oh yes,
tooling.
these beautiful,
Mm,
beautiful instruments. I've got lots of them, all
yeah,
ready to be um, presented and to serve the awareness of our wonderful audience and the public,
yeah,
talking about what they are and what they do, and hopefully there'll be an upsurge in the demand for these wonderful tools, so there more of them are made. Sure thing. That would be an amazing topic.
The other person, this is other one. This is on yours. Oh, maybe mine. I'm sorry, I cannot elaborate well, but there may be a connection between DNA 48D emerald suns and sound tones in Japanese gematria. 4 equals yo, 8 equals ya, and Tories equal e. 48 tones, yo, ya, e. I don't know. Is that a question? Is there a connection? That's probably the question, isn't it?
Well,
Feels like one.
use of linguistics is
Mm,
common. So
yeah,
they do create a certain vibration. So we have this in Hebrew, where each letter has an equivalent numerical value. We have it in Arabic and Farsi using the Arabic phonetics and lettering. This is true in the Japanese language and Chinese language, but also in Sanskrit, the ancient Indian language. But probably the most rich one would be Sanskrit. There is no language quite like it for expressing spiritual topics. But yes, it's about the vibration of sound and then using that as a vessel to carry intention. So yes, that is a thing.
And one more, another person said, "What light? Can you translate the light language?" Now, if we're doing light language in here, it'd be like a protection and a thank you and everything. But I can't do that one because I haven't got it playing. But I think it was the light language one.
Yeah, so again, set an intention with your brilliant conscious mind, so you know what it is that that you are about to express in light language, and then let loose, let it come. That form of sound, words, um, syllables, movements of the body, that all then contains that consciously set intention.
I think also if you're listening to someone, if you can get into like a meditated state, you should be able to translate that. You
Correct.
will be able to translate that. Yeah.
Spot on. Spot on.
Mm. Another one says, please explain how you mitigated the pain. I mitigated the pain from here because I also had burns on my arm. Can you see?
Bless you. Oi, oi, oi.
And that was more painful than there. But the brain, you can just disconnect, just turn it off, just turn the pain off. So I haven't got no pain now. So, also, would you like to know more about Earth? Would like to know more about Earth angels? So, what's your take on Earth angels?
Well, Earth angels are one of the many wonderful types of starseed.
Hmm.
And so they get kind of sick and tired of being involved with the humans, which receive their blessings and their healings and their words of wisdom and grace and then go back to the old habits. And they say, you know what, damn it, I'm going in this time myself. So
Mm.
they take a human vessel and they embody this angelic energy. Um, they are probably amongst the most prosecuted and badly treated beings.
Mm.
As soon as they come in, their energy is so shiny. The
It's
system
it,
and
it's
then the
like
forces of darkness.
it's like a silver, isn't it? Because
Yeah,
I have silver coming out of me. Healers have seen it, wings out of me, by the way.
yeah. They, they,
So,
they, they have a hard time down here.
mm,
From what
okay.
I've seen, they go through the ringer. And most of them, to their credit, they survive, meaning they don't go crazy, they don't break or turn evil, and they actually they accomplish their mission. So
Hmm.
the angelic star seeds, earth angels, they're among the most valiant souls out there.
Mm. They decided these humans are not intelligent enough. I'll do it myself.
Yeah, they're
Jump in.
dumb and they're slow and they're too involved with the matrix. Let's go in and try to do something on the ground.
Yeah, ground crew. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Another one. I'm with a client. Can you check to see who tried to get into my shield during the night? Uh, the money matchmaker. This is hard.
Well, this would require. Um, let's see if there are any violations of sovereignty here.
He
But you
tried.
can't just,
Mm.
yeah, you can't just go into someone else's energy because somebody else asks. So some general information. Firstly, it's among family members, blood relatives, and so in this case, your defenses have worked.
Definitely. Yeah.
This is very good. Please continue doing what you do. You're doing an amazing job. Shed all fear. You have surpassed their level, and so you have achieved immunity now and in the future.
Yeah. Somebody was saying that last one that there's can you put a shield on her son because she's getting attacked? I think by
Again, depending on the age
aliens.
of the son, if the young man has self-awareness, it would require permission from
He's he looks under 16 to be honest. So,
Okay, but still, it would be good for the young man to write a little bit in the comment. I would not be comfortable meddling with the young man's energy.
but we
Kids
can.
nowadays, they are so aware and intelligent, even
Mm,
under 10, they know what's what, and so they are sovereign beings.
mm, okay. Can you guard them off us? No attacking though. Defense versus attack. Just wanted to put a defense around him. Okay, that's okay. That's the end of it. Sorry, it took another 5 minutes.
Nah, it's every minute with you, my esteemed friend, is an honor.
And an honor for me to you as well. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, so to be continued.
And if you've got any questions, even about this one, any added things, just put it in the comments, especially on the YouTube channels, because I look at them more often than the other. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so my wonderful friend, I wish for you speedy recovery to full health and your
Hmm.
awesome original state, even better. And yes, wishing you all the very best
And
and
I'm
looking forward to our next episode.
wishing everyone else all the best. I'm actually got some hippie pants, full hippie.
You're the cool type of wizard. As in, when you walk down the street, there's going to be no doubt who and what you are. Yeah,
Exactly.
I got a day job. I got to be a little bit more covert. But yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep. Have a great evening. Take care of yourself.
Thank you.
All the
Bless you.
very, very best. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye.